I'd like to share this with our family a little later on when it gets processed. So how are you today?
Doing good.
I can't hear you.
Oh, let me.
No, Francis, I can't hear you.
Francis, you can hear me?
Yes. Very good. I changed computers and I forgot that I had turned the sound off. So it was my fault.
Okay.
You know, when people can't hear and do, then you start checking things out. So it's all good. You know, you can't get upset or frustrated. You just start working through the questions. Okay, is it my computer? Is it their computer? You just kind of
okay. So you can hear me now.
I can hear you now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I can hear you. No, it was my fault. I changed computers because I had a plan of having something else running on the other one that I normally use and doing the chat on this brand new one. I'm trying to switch over, you know, but you get comfortable with a computer. Does anybody else have that issue? You get comfortable with what you're using.
Right.
And so even though I got a brand new one, it's just learning it. It's just, you know, kind of getting comfortable with it, making it my friend.
Right.
We ain't quite got there yet.
But I hate new, but once I get it figured out, I'm good with it.
But
when it's new,
totally.
I hate it.
So for those that are new to our Thursday morning coffee virtual chat, I am Karen Thomas. And today we have part of our family with us, Deb and Francis. Now, Francis has internet strength problems, so we're not going to turn her camera on so that she can at least be part of our conversation, because if she turns her camera on, it all just goes kaplooey. So I had told her I'd rather have her here, at least with her voice and no picture, than to not have her at all. So of course, I like the pictures and it helps us become more personable. Don't you think? At least it's easier for me to talk to a face to a degree than to a square that says your name.
Yes.
I agree. Okay. I agree.
Well, Deb, I appreciate your comment and what you're trying to let go for 2022. I think that is true for a lot of people. Do you want to share with us what you wrote in the post?
Sure. Procrastination.
That's it.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
It's a bad habit.
And Deb, when you recognize that it is a habit, and what can we do with habits?
Break them.
We can change them.
Okay.
You know, the old saying used to be that you just stop doing it. You break a habit, you stop a habit, but the science has really changed that you can't really do that, because the mind, our conscious mind, it only has so much willpower.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way you break a habit is you replace it with something else.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's not a bad habit, huh?
Well, what's bad for one person might not be bad for another. Now,
that's true. That's true.
It's all how you define bad, right?
True.
Yes, that's true.
And sometimes a better habit is better than a worse habit.
Right. Yes.
Until you learn how to make the better habit even better.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I also have to thank Allie. She had a question. She wanted, in one of my other posts in the group, she had put down that she thought we should talk about confidence. And I thought that was a good thing. Jessica, I want to thank Jessica, and I hope I can tie Jessica's question in with this talk about confidence. Jessica wanted us to talk about people who say they're friends, but yet they complain or they put you down for the things that you're doing. Anybody have people in their life that do that?
Yes.
Yep.
She wanted to know how to deal with that. So, anybody have suggestions of how they handle it? How do you think we should handle people who are not, I guess I should get it out and because I asked her to define that, what she wanted to know. So let me pull up the exact wording so that we can talk about it. And, I can put my 2 cents in, and, maybe you all have some 2 cents worth. Let's see. Let me pull up Jessica. All right. Okay, here's how she said. I would like to cover the question. Can you, oh no, her question was, I did have a question for your next talk, if you will, how to separate from the people who say they're your friends, but don't have any encouragement for you. So I asked her to define that a little bit more so that we could really understand what she's asking. She says, it seems like in today's time, a lot of people want to put others down because they lack something they see in that friend. So how have either one of you dealt with that?
I just kind of back away, not completely, not cold turkey, but I'm just not as close to that person as I thought I was. And I just kind of back away a little bit till eventually I'm gone.
Okay. So you kind of just separate from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You draw the boundaries that I'm not listening to that.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Deb?
I try to reverse. I try to add the positivity back into it
Mm-hmm.
to explain to them why maybe I'm doing what I'm doing or how I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe they don't understand. So it's just easier to say negative things about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only do that for so long too, and then you have to walk away. But
Exactly.
I try to get them to understand my reasoning behind it.
Exactly. And I'm kind of, I do both things to a degree, but I start where Deb does. I start to put the positivity into it, and try to see, sometimes asking the question, in some of the things I've read and come across and have worked for me is that when somebody says something, I ask them the question. So let me ask you if I've heard you right. Are you saying that you're not sure why I'm doing this, or what my motive is in doing this, or what the benefit of doing this is? Can I clarify what you're actually commenting on?
I like that.
Because a lot of times when you push the question or the same statement back to them, can I ask you if I heard you correctly? You're not saying they're wrong. You're just asking them, because sometimes we say things and we don't realize, either with our tone or with our words, what we're saying. Sometimes things have come out totally wrong and I really didn't mean it that way. And if as a friend, you don't, I don't want to say totally step up for yourself, but if you just let them go, are you helping them? Are you helping them to grow as a person? I mean,
Not if you don't, I guess not if you don't explain why. If you don't
ask
let
them
them know
to
that they're
clarify.
just,
Exactly. I mean, that's,
yeah,
we should, before we let people go, we shouldn't assume that what they're saying is being mean, because maybe the way they were taught to say things,
right.
they don't know that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they may not realize it.
I have
Maybe
I have found this to be so true in my own life, that people look at me, sometimes I'll say something and they go, really? I can't believe you said that. And I'm going, said what? what did I say? I didn't mean anything bad. And I had to look at how I was saying things. And sometimes, it's that whole have you ever been seen the commercial, or not the commercial, or the video where it's a whisper and people whisper things down?
Yes.
And what it starts out and what it gets to the end is two different things.
Right.
Sometimes we don't hear exactly the words. Our brain thinks it hears. It thinks it knows.
Yes.
True.
So what do you think of that approach? What do you think of that, Miss Deb?
I think you're right on that, because we don't know where they initially got their information. So maybe they got bad information to start with, so they're just going off of that information. So I like that. I like that.
Well, and the thing is, if they heard us and they're not being encouraging in what we're saying, or they're saying something against what we're talking about, if people weren't sure about my motives of something, if I really want to be negative and ugly, I want to purposely do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that I would. That is just not who I am. I'm really not a confrontational person. So, but the thing is so many times we type something, and in our mind, it sounds wonderful. It sounds really great, but the other person hearing it is also hearing it with their baggage.
Right.
Right.
So my answer is on both sides, because sometimes it's not the separation. If the person continues and you're finding that their motives are not supportive, then of course you need to minimize your own person. You have to protect yourself, because we are influenced by what's around us.
True.
And I did hear something one time that says that they're going to treat you the way you let them treat you.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't think it's bad to be negative all the time towards you because you're letting it happen, they think it's okay. So you have to
exactly
change
right.
it.
But you can't change it if you don't open your mouth, right?
Right.
And it's all coming from a place of kindness. And this is what I've truly learned, is that if your motive is not to put them down, but to truly find a way to understand what their position is, then when you come to it is in a place of kindness, then it's for both of yours benefit. But it's all in how, and this ties in, I think, with the confidence things, because where does confidence come from, Deb?
Inside.
Okay, but how do we grow confidence? How do we cultivate confidence? How do we express confidence?
I think we have to believe in ourselves, and we have to teach ourselves to believe ourselves, our beliefs. And, if it's working, let people know it's working, from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go out and just say, oh, I'm right. You have to have something to back up that right. And if you've learned it, then maybe, the confidence, because you're confident in yourself, you're confident enough to tell others.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Everybody's definition, and there's many ways to look at confidence. The biggest thing when we teach our children to be confident is that we keep repeating things over and over to them, right?
Yep.
Good job. That was wonderful. We build up their confidence by telling them those good things. So if you really want confidence, you have to start telling yourself how wonderful you are. It goes all back to that thing in the mirror. If you can't stand to look at yourself in the mirror, if you can't talk to you and tell yourself, that's where your lack of confidence is. Because confidence goes back to beliefs. You're exactly right, Deb. And what are beliefs? Beliefs are just things we tell ourselves every day, day in, day out, or that we've accepted that somebody else has told us.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, somebody else saying, boy, you're not looking too good today. Oh, I'm not looking too good today. Oh, I'm not looking good. Oh my God, I'm not looking good today. Does it matter? You know, now a friend might say, you know, what did you do different today? You know, I'm seeing a change. It's all in how you say you're looking different, but you know, you don't need to make somebody feel like, oh my God, there's something wrong with me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go, Karen, because I had a message to come into work early.
That's fine.
So,
I
so
appreciate
I'm
you
going to
filling
have to
up, Miss
go. Okay.
Crampton.
Nice meeting you, Deb.
Nice to meet you, Frankie.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
All right, Miss Deb. So, I mean, to me, that's the biggest part of confidence in talking and addressing Allie's wanting to discuss confidence is learning. It's the self-love, it's the acceptance of who you are. And that, sure, we're not perfect. We don't have to be perfect. We'll never be perfect. But it's in each day, we're learning and open to getting better.
Right.
I think that's where confidence comes from.
Yep.
And I'm a big believer in that words matter. You quit telling yourself you don't have time. You quit telling yourself you don't have money. You don't say those things, because every time you say, I don't have money for that, that's what you're claiming. And that's what will keep happening in your life.
Yep.
Don't have money for that. So I just say, I have money for that. I can buy that. I just choose not to today.
That's a good one. That's
You know,
good.
I can do that next month, or I'll indulge in that at another time, but I have money for that. You know, one of the best tricks that I ever, because everything in our mind is about, I won't say about tricking ourselves, but it is in telling ourselves a better story, is to carry around $20. Carry around $20 in your purse and buy things all day long with that $20. Have you ever heard that one, Deb?
Nope.
Okay. It's all about teaching yourself that you can buy and have anything you want, because you can. There's always a way.
Yeah, that's true.
You may not have it today, but if you tell your mind that you can buy it, then it believes you, and it starts creating the energy for you to be able to buy anything you want. So the confidence comes back there again in believing that you are a wonderful person. And if you don't believe you're a wonderful person, you're not going to have any confidence. So it starts within. And that's what you said, Deb, is it starts within.
And you know, one thing too I've learned over time is if somebody would compliment me on a good job, or you know, you really excelled at that, I'd say thank you, but I'd always have an excuse to like cut it back down, that
Right.
yeah, I did it, but it took these steps, whatever. And now I've just learned to say thank you and let it go, or
Exactly.
thank you for, you know, recognizing that, you know, something like that.
Exactly.
Not making an excuse why I got there.
It's not really an excuse. You didn't feel worthy to be told that.
Yeah.
See, so you have been working on accepting your worthiness. Yes, I did that. I'm wearing this dress, does look good. Isn't it fabulous? It's accepting the compliment, because when you don't accept the compliment, there's two things that happen when you don't accept the compliment. One is you are telling yourself that you're not worthy to be recognized for what you did or have or wear or made or whatever the compliment is. And the second is you're telling the other person they're wrong for recognizing it. It's just when I realized that I was hurting somebody else by not accepting and being gracious in the compliment, it changed everything for me.
Mhm.
Because I didn't have to feel worthy for that. But knowing and valuing somebody else feeling bad, I want that.
Yeah. An example, because I think this is recorded that other people are going to see it.
Yes.
An example of this is I'm a bigger gal. I accept that fact.
Mhm.
I'm never going to be, a size 6.
Me neither.
And
I'm there with you. Right.
and in my business, I sell clothing.
Right.
I've gotten, which I didn't for the first probably 6 years I was in it, or probably closer to the first 8-10 years I was in it, never would post my picture in the outfits.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought, no, I'm big, I can't do it, I'm not a model type thing.
Right.
2 years ago, I changed that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I can post pictures of myself in these clothes because I want to sell these clothes. And I get a lot of compliments and sell more now because they like it that I'm a bigger gal showing the products on a bigger person. So they're more apt to buy it and wear it
Exactly.
because I went out of my comfort zone to share it with them.
Right.
So, and then of course, because they're telling me I look good, I feel good in it.
You feel good in it. Exactly.
So their words come back to me and I can feel good about myself on that.
Because when they say it and you accept the compliment, you are telling yourself, yes, I am.
Mhm.
Yes, I am.
Yep.
It's amazing the little things that trip us up here in so much stuff.
Mhm.
And it's slowly excavating all those things, because sales, and Deb, you've hit it. You're selling more now, and you're not asking any more people to buy stuff. You are just with confidence wearing.
Yep.
And showing people you love this product.
True.
That is the bigger difference, is people are being sold every day. There's commercials. I don't want to make a commercial, but if I can show somebody, I don't know if anybody saw my video yesterday. I made it a reel and I made it a story, but I'm about helping people understand that they can fight diabetes. And I have been very, very successful. Diabetes is rampant in my family. And so I've over the years learned some of the things that I can do and put in my diet and change in what I do to not be diabetic. So I made a video saying, this is my secret weapon. And I had part of my cup up for my fiber drink. It's showing people that I value being healthy and not being diabetic. Anybody who's looking for that solution is going to message me as I share it over the next few months. I'll probably put that video up about every other week or so. But that's the same thing. It's putting yourself as front and center and saying, I'm proud of me. And when you accept that, then that makes it easier for other people to accept and value that. One other thought that I was introduced here in this last year, because haven't we ever met that person that just gets on our last nerve?
Yeah.
There they go again. They're on this rant. Oh, God, Lord, would they just shut up? Oh, my God. You had one of those?
Oh, yeah.
I have one of those. And one of my mentors, see, now we all should have mentors. We all should have people in our lives that are helping us move up to the next level. So what my mentor told me when I told her about this person, and I'm like, oh, I wanted this. She says, you know what the truth is? She says, we see the irritating things in other people that are inside ourselves.
Wow.
What? How can that be? And I started really watching my own my own energy, my own stuff. I said, oh my God, she's right. Oh my God.
Mm,
It's you recognize in other people what you recognize in yourself. So if there's something you don't like in somebody else, look inside yourself and see where that is, where that is, because it's there. That's you only see in other people what you value in yourself or what you have in yourself. And that's why taking compliments is so important, Deb. Because when you accept a compliment, doesn't it make it so much easier for you to give one?
oh, yeah. Yep, for sure.
That's the key, because then you starting accepting the wonderful parts of yourself, you can see that in other people. And when you can see the wonderful parts in other people and point them out, it is a whole ripple effect of empowering people, don't you think?
True.
So I'm now really careful when somebody irritates me or something happens. I start looking at it. In the car was a biggie, because we get mad at people cutting us off or zooming around us or doing stuff, but we don't think about how other people see us when we take that moment to zoom around somebody or cut somebody else off. So I started recognizing parts of that in other areas, because it's not with that same person. You have to look for it in some of your other ways. I just thought it was an interesting way to look, to the way to evaluate some of your own stuff, because looking at ourselves is hard. We don't, what part of me is wrong? Well,
Mhm.
there's parts that need to grow, and there's parts that need to be more loving.
Yep, yep.
We are always or should we should always be looking to see how we can be kinder to others, to ourselves, because we are not perfect. And
True.
as long as I know that I am trying, or that I am on a path to make myself better, kinder, that is what is the difference between just accepting and going through life saying, I am who I am.
All
Because
right.
the people who say, I am who I am, and if you either accept me or don't, how's that working for you?
Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean, yeah, and you can, like Frankie had said, sometimes you have to walk away from those people because they're bringing, but that doesn't mean they're wrong. It's
They're
just
just wrong
not
for you.
their lifestyle. Yep.
They're just wrong for you. And the thing is, as long as you try to clarify, because I think for me, it's sometimes I just hear people wrong. And I've just learned to ask the question before I assume that they're being dismissive or they're being unempowering. Because I have habits of words and stuff that I have found are very, very disheartening. And I didn't even realize they were. And I value in trying to grow myself into being a better human every day. And if I can grow and learn that, then that is what I think brings value to my community. Because as I learn things, I can pass them on.
True.
So is there anything you wanted to talk about, or is there anything else we can chat about? Or I think we covered it. At least
So, yeah, I jumped on to see what this was all about. So
what you think, Miss Deb?
I think I'll be back.
I hope so. I can only be, and this can only be what the members bring to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a mission for making myself better. I want to bring along other women that want to step up and start being and improving where they're going, what they're doing, how they're feeling, their businesses. There's just so much out there and so much opportunity for us to impact and change other people's lives when we make ourselves better.
Yep. And we can learn so much from other people.
Exactly. And so it's not about any one of us having the right thing. It's about discussing and maybe bringing a point of view that the community can judge for themselves.
Yep. Yep. True.
So I appreciate you being here. And as soon as this gets converted, because Zoom takes a few minutes to do that, I'll have it posted either tonight or tomorrow for the rest of our family, because not everybody can come at 11:30. And I suggest for those that watch this on the replay, I hope you would put replay underneath, make a comment, put another question in there, or if you felt value, or put your opinion about the conversation today. We encourage you to be a part of the discussion, whether you're here physically or not, right?
Love that. Yep.
I'm going to ask questions in the group. I'm going to try to help us all grow through the different resources that I have. And as we come together, we're all trying to build teams, learn how to run our businesses more efficiently, and be a leader of ourselves and then others. That's what the community, that's what I'm trying to help us all do. And that's the kind of community I want to surround myself with, is people who aren't complainers, that are here to grow.
Like
Let's bring the questions on. Let's bring the subjects. Let's dive deep, right?
Right.
All right.
Love it.
Okay. All right. Until next week. We'll see you then.
All right. Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.